The nature of it is this. We are all imprisoned in the cube or square or box. We, as finite human beings, are all trapped by time, by space. We're all in here. And beyond here is the Father. Beyond here, outside of time, is the Father, the Creator of all, the true, timeless source. And we're trapped in this box with the rest of the fallen as well. And the thing is, as I was saying about David Icke, no matter how good you feel in this box, you are still in the box. You are still trapped. But Christ had to come in as the key, unlock the box and blast it open, which is fantastic. I mean, that's fantastic news at the end of the day, because Christ defeated the cube like this. If he just told us some nice things and didn't actually defeat it in the flesh as the curse, he would have been a liar. He would have not been who he said he was, which is the way, the truth and the life, because Christ is the light of life. He's not just the visible light which is still within here in the finite. He is beyond. We are all in a cell. We are in a prison cell. Now there's two meanings to this, because we are also in the flesh, which is the cell. That is our prison. This is our prison. The flesh is our prison. We will die in the flesh. We have no choice. Not one person has a choice in this. So this is the nature of our cell. We are number 6, as I'm sure you've heard before. We are carbon-based life forms on the periodic table. We are 6. We are part of the curse. We are born in the curse. We are born in the flesh. And so we are born Antichrist. So this is the problem that we're in. This is why we're told, don't live by the flesh. Because if you live by the flesh, you are living by a satanic nature. You are guided by your satanic nature. And this is where Satanism and nature comes in. This is why they worship nature, because this is the Antichrist. Worshipping the Time Lord finite is Antichrist, because Christ is the timeless one. So we're the flesh, we're all cursed until we call upon Christ to break that curse, which has already been completed. But unlike the evil side, which tricks us into giving it praise, Christ and the Father are the opposite to that. They don't trick you or deceive you into channeling your energy towards them. They wait patiently for you to make the choice as to whether to take the key out of here or whether to stay in here and enjoy it and be destroyed by what this is, which is death. This is death.
Before time began, there was the cube. We know not where it comes from, only that it holds the power to create worlds and fill them with life. That is how our race was born. For a time we lived in harmony, but like all great power, some wanted it for good, others for evil. And so began the war. A war that ravaged our planet until it was consumed by death. And the cube was lost to the far reaches of space. We scattered across the galaxy, hoping to find it and rebuild our home, searching every star, every world. And just when all hope seemed lost, message of a new discovery drew us to an unknown planet called Earth. But we were already too late.
I know that many will reject the truth with it right in front of their face. My prayer is that more will wake up daily to the satanic lie that has been portrayed to us as truth. You look at a lot of these researchers like KJ from the Scariest Movie, Red Pill Revolution, Amirashima 2012, Scrawny to Brawny, Round Saturn's Eye, and you see that these guys understand, they've looked and seen that there's a satanic system, but just to see that isn't enough. You got to understand that there's truth. My wife showed me this game after we started talking about Saturn's Cube and its influence in popular media. More the Chicken was a game for PS1, considered innocent, rated everyone, no violent or sexual themes, so parents give it to their kids, not knowing these sadistic manipulators are using the medias to program and influence minds to accept the Antichrist system they are constructing. In the first cutscene of the game, we see that the cube, the symbol for Saturn, Satan, is standing on top of the letters NWO, and that all the other cubes are around him, worshiping and listening to him speak as the dictator. Let's be honest, guys, he could have used any letters in any order, but the letters are NWO, standing for New World Order, and it is subconsciously planted in our minds with something from our childhood that we like or that we enjoy, so that when we bring about this Antichrist system, it is already implanted in our subconscious as something that it's good.
I want to talk about what Saturn and the cube and what this stuff really is. This is really the most important thing that we could be talking about, is exposing Saturn, you know, not anything else. And I agree, this is because this is the root of everything. This Saturn, planet Saturn, this cube, it comes back to every major religion, every major army, every time. I mean, it's pretty spooky, and I want to talk about it. This planet Saturn, this is new, as you can see, animation from NASA. This is a two-dimensional cube, which is really three-dimensional cube. This cube is everywhere. It's all over the logos, the company logos. Major religions worship it. I just want to talk about it a little bit. This cube is in Mecca, the Kaaba. The cube, also known as the Sacred House and the Ancient House, is a cuboid building in Mecca, Saudi Arabia. It's the most sacred site in Islam. If you look up the UN prayer room, they have a big cube in their meditation room, prayer room, whatever. They worship this thing too. Now this cube is Saturn, or Satan if you will. Now Saturn, the planet Saturn, is Satan because Satan, as we read in the Bible, is known as the morning star, and Saturn is the planetary representation of the star. And whenever Satan was first written about, he was referred to as the planet Saturn. The cube represents space, and we're told in the Bible that Satan is known as the prince of time and space. Now, if we go and look at the Masonic compass that everybody knows, made up of the square and compass, you get the three shapes, right? You get your triangle, you got your circle, and you got your square. Square represents space, like I said, and the circle represents time. That's why Satan's called Lord of the Rings. Why we're in a broken fractal reality that goes over and over again. History repeats itself, big circle. We're also told that we do not wrestle against flesh and blood, but powers and principalities in high places. And if you're in a high place and you're looking down at a pyramid, this is what you're going to see, right? Basically an X in a box. You know, a Geico commercial talked about, these two guys were talking about the pyramids were a mistake and they're supposed to be cubes. It's all the same thing. You got your X, you got your square, you got your circle, you got your triangle. Now you know where you got your PlayStation buttons. And then your Xbox from Microsoft, Evil Bill, explains itself where that comes from. Now we need to talk more about the X here. I believe in Jesus Christ. I believe in God. I am in no way saying that people are worshiping Satan or Saturn or anything like that. This doesn't take away from the story of the crucifixion of Jesus Christ. But this is not a cross. This is an X. This is what makes the story worse, is because they took Jesus and they crucified him on their evil satanic Saturn symbol. The reason why one part of the X is longer than the rest of them is because it was a public display, right? So they had to make one side longer so they could prop him up so everybody could see. This is just like if you were going to go to a doctor and get a prescription, your RX. It's not a cross, it's an X. And if you go to Israel here and you look at their flag, they're a hexagon. Their flag is a cube. fold these flaps in, you got a cube. And I already showed you, if you look at New Jerusalem, it's a cube. Which represents Saturn. It's all the same thing. Now if you look at the X, right, Saturn, all the major armies for Saturn. Here's your Islam, it's an X. Here's your United States Confederate Army, it's an X. Here's your old British Army uniform stuff, there's an X. The swastika is an X. The Vatican coat of arms is an X. We are the power for the cube because we are batteries, like the movie The Matrix said. Get a bunch of people in a room together, it gets hot. We got all that body heat. Well, heat is energy. So they're using our energy to feed the cube, which is generating this negative reality. They're doing it in a negative way. And that's why when you hear stories like this, or videos like this, and they talk about Sandy Hook and 9/11 and all these things being on the same ley line, it's because the planet Earth is like a human. It has sweet spots, it has entry points, it has like pressure points. So whenever they perform these rituals like Sandy Hook and 9/11, they're harnessing all this negative energy and they're putting it right into these sweet points, these sweet spots, these pressure points. And that's what's inching their way towards their goal of bringing hell on earth, the return of the golden age of Saturn. And they're doing it in a negative way because they want us to hate God. They're trying to turn us away from God because they're trying to create an army to go storm the gates of heaven again. They've tried it before, but it didn't work. But they're going to try it again, and unfortunately, they're going to try it until apparently they think they're going to make it, which they never will. But until we convince them otherwise, which we can't do, it's going to keep happening. I don't know how they do it, but they take our energy, they really insert it into this whole thing, into this whole planet, cube, reality through these sweet spots, these pressure points on the earth, and they generate this nasty, negative reality that we're in. So we'll hate God and say, how can God exist if all these nasty, ugly things keep happening? They're just tricking us, creating a nasty reality, using our own energy against us to go storm the gates of heaven. They're using us, they're using our energy, they're harnessing it and using it in a negative way to create a nasty, nasty environment, a nasty reality, so we'll turn away from God so they can trick us into storming the gates of heaven because all they want is a freaking perfect little compliant zombie army. And if you don't want to join the ranks, well then guess what? You're killed.
I pray this video gives you guys a better understanding of this satanic system that is manifesting itself in our popular culture. This is the reason why the Word of God says, love not the world, nor the things that are in the world, for if you love the world, the love of the Father is not in you. I realize some of you guys may be saying right now, I thought pyramids were the symbolism that the Satanists use, and the Illuminati were the bad guys. Now you're talking about this cult of Saturn in a cube. It is all the same thing. It doesn't matter whether it's the Illuminati bloodlines with skull and bones, Bilderbergs and a trilateral commission, or whether it's the cult of Saturn cube worshippers with their Gnostic beliefs making Lucifer God and making Yahweh some sort of satanic figure. It is all coming from the same architect to deceive, manipulate, and promote his system. This promotion is all over our society, in games, music, videos, TV, everywhere. You may say, oh, okay, well that game was on PS1 in the 90s. Listen, they haven't changed their game. They're still doing the same exact thing. You take a look at Portal, and you have to walk around with a cube. It has a heart on it the whole time and protect it. Here's a cutscene from it.
The vital apparatus vent will deliver a weighted companion cube in 3, 2, 1. This weighted companion cube will accompany you through the test chamber. Please take care of it.
You may not see it as worship, but when you stop looking through the eyes of the flesh and start looking through the eyes of the Holy Spirit, you'll understand what it is. Satan is manipulating it so that the masses of people are unwittingly worshiping his satanic system and at the same time pushing away the truth of God and their only salvation in Jesus Christ. If you're still not convinced, you say, oh, well, that's Portal. Look at Minecraft, one of the most popular games out right now. You find kids, adults, teenagers, everybody playing this game. And I used to wonder, what is so great about this game? It looks terrible. But what it is it's the same lie sold in the Garden of Eden. You can be as gods. You create your own world. And what is the foundation of this world? The same satanic Saturn symbol. The cube. That's all you do is play with cubes all day.